y'all. Come on in. You're here on a day of high strangeness as we begin the 2026 Summer Countdown Calendar.
From Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world, and they'd love to meet you too.
They would, and for our mention today, we wanted to talk about last year's summer calendar.
Y'all, how surprised were we to wake up in the summer of 2025 to discover that a countdown calendar was coming our way with 6 small soaps and splashes, all celebrating individual treats that we used to enjoy from the ice cream man in the 80s and 90s. Strawberry Shortcake went right to my heart, and Tower of Sour, both of those ended up in full-size sets in the year to come. So how surprised and overjoyed were we to discover that for summer 2026, there was also going to be a countdown calendar, but this one in a very different direction. Let's meet the calendar. All right, y'all. Well, you know how in Shawshank Redemption, they mention that the Pacific has no memory? Well, the Atlantic is different. From the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, the ocean remembers things. That's the problem. Men charted it, named it, crossed it in steel hulls and prop planes and nuclear submarines. But the Atlantic never agreed to any of this, especially in regard to the section between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, where instruments began behaving like skitterly frightened animals and time itself developed soft spots. The Bermuda Triangle. A ridiculous name, really. Sounds almost harmless, geometric, academic, something sketched by a man in a pith hat sitting in his secret scent lab. Maybe even a tropical instrument for the talentless, no? It just sounds laughable. In short, a clever dumb band name for a power trio working on a cruise ship. But people vanished there. Just gone.
A tanker carrying molten sulfur, an entire flight of Navy bombers, radio operators in calm weather suddenly talking as if they were fever dreaming, compass needles wandering in slow circles as if drunk, lights beneath the water moving against the current, objects dropping from impossible angles out of the sky long before mankind had the machinery to explain them away. And then came television. That was when it really infected our imagination, and surely the reason this advent calendar exists.
Tonight, the fun starts at 6:30. In Search of the Bermuda Triangle, new series. Leonard Nimoy stars in Science Fact. Real-life searches for explanations of mysteries which have baffled mankind for generations. 6:30, 5:30 Central and Mountain. The 70s and 80s, the golden ages of carpeted paranoia, wood paneling, cigarette smoke hovering in living rooms, while Leonard Nimoy quietly informed America that reality was much thinner than previously advertised. Or Arthur C. Clarke staring directly into your soul at 11:30 at night while your parents slept in the next room. Or maybe you viewed these TV shows and TV specials past your bedtime, hiding at the top of the stairs while your older siblings or parents watched it. You sat perched there, quiet as a mouse, taking it all in. Adult stuff. You fell asleep those nights staring at the ceiling, totally convinced the world contained hidden doors and elite cabals and ancient signals buried beneath static. Your comics had been right all along. Duh.
That or those feelings is what this calendar is about. No dessert or ice cream scents this time around. The High Strangeness calendar was engineered differently, like an artifact recovered from a flooded filing cabinet in some abandoned naval research station. Or the Smithsonian. It's always the Smithsonian, no? Introducing the High Strangeness Fine Fragrance Calendar, the Bermuda Triangle edition. 6 fine fragrances, 6 matching shave soaps and aftershave colognes, 6 sealed atmospheric incidents distilled, reduced, and disguised as grooming products. In fact, I shouldn't even be mentioning this part.
Beginning June 15th, you open door number 1, not before the sequence matters.
Inside is a fine fragrance linked to an era, an event, a vanished signal, cold machinery humming in radar rooms, salt air pushing through cargo ship corridors at 3 a.m, tropical mildew crawling along the walls of forgotten marinas, hot circuitry, wet teakwood, ancient yellowing paper maps folded beside shortwave radios glowing green in bamboo huts while summer rain hammers the sand. You know, your standard issue PAA product.
The scents move through time strangely. Some feel familiar immediately, like memories you misplaced in childhood. Homages? Others arrive later, hours afterwards, while driving home at night or standing alone in your bathroom mirror wondering why the room suddenly feels 20 years older than it did 10 minutes ago. The future? That's intentional. No, really. The calendar itself resembles evidence. Something assembled in secret by men who stopped sleeping correctly sometime around 1976. The kind of thing found in a storage locker purchased at an auction after a mysterious disappearance. Strange diagrams, oracle coins, alerts no one takes seriously until it's too late.
The High Strangeness fragrance calendar exists for people who remember when mystery still had innocence, before everything became crazy pants, before every unexplained event was flattened into a soulless algorithm and fed back to you with advertisements attached.
This is for the people who still slow down when they see fog rolling over dark water. For the people who secretly want the world to remain unexplained. For those of us who appreciate the history and the mystery of it all. Sigh. That said, this is an extremely limited release. If yours vanishes in transit, I was never here and this conversation never occurred. Don't sleep on this, they're gonna go fast. All right, y'all, well, come along with us. It's time to open the box.
It's a big box.
And here's how it comes from PAA. Now, we are not doing the Daily Shave videos because our channel does not accommodate that kind of a schedule. So we bought this one from Douglas and Fran. This is what it looked like when... Ooh, lovely, wrapped in
Custom
brown
box for this bad
paper.
boy.
I love this. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, put that back there. Let's see our grand unveiling.
Where's the front? We
Oh,
gotta
it's
show them the
facing
front.
Okay, here we go. The
How
special
convenient.
foamy paper and
Just
some
for your
bubble wrap
eyes.
for later. Ooh, I love the graphics already. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, y'all, check that out. And y'all, this reminds me, I did once spend Halloween night in the Bermuda Triangle. Now, it's not as spooky as it might sound. I was on the Disney Magic cruise ship. However, on Halloween night, just before midnight, I was out on my balcony looking down into the water. And I'm not entirely sure what I saw, but it wasn't Nemo. All right, y'all. Well, no bumpers today. We're just going to start tearing through the first 3 days of this Advent calendar in this episode, and the one to follow will have days 4, 5, and 6. Like I said, time traveling, right?
So come along for our first impressions.
Y'all, there's some awesome stuff written on the back. We will read this in the next episode during the Meet the Soap section. All right, It's time. Let's open day 1. I have no idea what to expect from this because, like I said, we're time traveling, so we haven't seen anyone else's videos or posts yet.
Top
or
secret.
Anything like that. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Let's see how that door opens.
Bring it up. And what you got here is a small soap and splash. There's the label. Ooh, that is definitely High
It's
Strangeness.
kind of like a D.B. Cooper guy and some people, maybe pirates in there.
Look at this.
Oh,
We've
it's-
got La Sirena,
Right.
the mermaid, on a little soap scooper.
In the shape of the triangle.
And
Nice.
then here is our scroll, our piece of evidence. Let's read this. The Ellen Austin, an homage to Luna Rosa Carbon by Prada. Top notes of citrus, lavender, geranium, floral, lavender, marine spice, amber, musk, wood, earth, and patchouli. On the evening of June 15th, 1881, under an unnaturally heavy fog that smothered the Atlantic within the bounds of the Bermuda Triangle, the Ellen Austin sighted a vessel adrift, fully rigged, unmanned, and utterly abandoned. As a boarding party crossed over, some lateral accounts claim they found, resting silently among the deck, a small black cube, cold to the touch, and without seam or marking, and though no one could say how it came to be there, an unease settled over both ships as they sailed in tandem through the muffled dark until a sudden storm tore them apart, and when the skies cleared, the second ship remained, but its crew had vanished once more, as if taken by some unseen force, and in the most chilling tellings, the cube itself was said to be gone as well, leaving behind only the Ellen Austin, whose own fate would soon be drawn into the same silent mystery, another name added to the ledger of vessels that entered these waters and were never seen again.
Fun fact, before it became the Ellen Austin, the ship sailed under the name Meta. Coincidence?
Now, y'all, full disclosure, I am a friend of Doug Lane at Adopted Acres, and this is one of his top 3 scents of all time. So back in the day, before Adopted Acres even started, he sent us a small samples. All right, let's take it in first.
Thanks.
See what you find.
Fun little tubs. Oh, this is way prettier than the scariness of the story tells. Like, you want to hang out in this place, my friend. It does have a nice citrusy, aquatic kind of vibe to it. It doesn't quite go as blue. I'm still getting more the brisk citrusy side.
Right.
But there's a fun summertime scent here, y'all.
Now, we're not going to do incredibly deep dives into these scents because we're sure a few of them might come back in the year ahead, and we'll be doing an episode on the full set. But these are going to be fun to explore for a few minutes. Let me see what I find here. Oh, it's just got the perfect combination of woody, clean, and blue. There's definitely a woody edge to this, but it's pulled again so beautifully by the citruses and the musks specifically that, it is a perfect summertime scent. Some beautiful green herbs sit at the very bottom of this, kind of as a base, but you got to go through the ocean to get down to the seaweed. Oh, I get it now.
It's more like the clean, almost salty air aquatic versus blue for me. Like, it's approaching there. I think I would like more on the ship, if that makes sense. There's something about that versus being like down in the water itself. There's something about like the breeze and the fog rolling in, like I was mentioning earlier. I get that here, but the sun's coming.
And what I love about this is the personality is so strong and distinct. I totally remember this from the sample we got 2 years ago. If I had not read anything about the original scent this was homaging, I would say, isn't this Luna Rosa Carbon? Like, y'all, it is that distinct, which means this is that good an homage because we've only ever smelled the original. Now, we can't put all 3 on our faces, so I think we're just gonna smell these out of the bottles. Here we go. Okay, y'all, you know how certain homages generally paint a watercolor type picture of the original? This one is incredibly nuanced. This one has all of those intricate nooks and crannies that you generally only find in the original formulas. This goes super deep. Unlike parts of the Bermuda Triangle that are very shallow.
There's something fun, there's something down to earth in this scent, but it does have like an uplifting, like I just want to smile as soon as I smell this. There's nothing too pokey either. Like, some aquatics can be very brave in how they come about. This one I feel like is a little bit more crowd pleasing.
Right. All right, grab our La Serena pick. We're going to make 3 lathers today.
It's fun because the ice cream one came with its own little wood spoon to scoop with, and now we get one for this one.
And we're going to start with my Captain's Choice Commander Bowl and my Phantom Airlight Brush with the blue of the Bermuda Triangle. So you've seen us build over 100 Phoenix lathers on this show, so we're going to do a little time traveling with this. Woo! Y'all, look at this lather, and the potency of this is filling the living room. I would give this a rare 4.5.
It's up there,
intensity during the how it shaves. I mean, even for a PAA soap, this is super intense, and I love it because this is one of those scents I can't get enough of. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet and everybody else who covered this soap. This is the Ellen Austin whiff on 3, 1, 2. Oh, it's just gorgeous. It loses nothing in the lather. It even spreads out a little bit nicer.
It's turned up here, y'all. You can get like between all the layers. Like, I remember when we first read these scent notes, I was like, that's a lot in there. But now I'm getting a lot more in here. So we have top notes of bergamot, citrus, lavender, geranium. I do get the bright, clean florals. Middle notes, floral, lavender, again, marine, spice. Bottom, amber, musk, wood, earth, and patchouli. It has like a seamless transition from the top, mids to bottoms. And I think that helps having the florals kind of mix between and different spices that are pretty similar. It's almost hard to tear them apart, which I really enjoy.
The florals disappear into the woods disappear into the florals, and it becomes its own thing.
You're right. From reading this scent notes list, I would kind of think it would be much more leaning towards being unisex, especially because it's more of a current scent. But no, this is masculine, my friends.
Currents! All right, are you ready? Let's dive into day 2. You do the honors this time.
I always get nervous I'm going to ruin the box.
No,
I mean,
careful.
the whole point is to open it, but...
Hopefully there'll be another one next summer, and we can show this box.
Okay, I think I got it. Oh, similar color pattern.
Okay. Oh!
The star Ariel, y'all. This
Ariel!
is what it looks like!
She was on the Disney boat with me. See, I knew it. I wonder if this is a continuation of the Doppelganger Continuum series that was so awesome.
That was pretty new, so we skipped a lot of decades to get here.
Let's see. Oh, An homage to Bleu de Chanel, the classic. It's Huxley, y'all.
We got Huxley appearance, man.
And he's fending off the forces of strangeness.
With Doug and D.B. Cooper, I think.
Well, there we go. We've seen them together, so now we know that Doug is not D.B. Cooper.
All right. January 17th, 1949. The star Ariel climbs into clear skies over the Bermuda Triangle. Its course steady, its final transmission calm, until the signal cuts without warning and the aircraft simply vanishes. In later accounts, radio operators reported a brief distortion just before the contact was lost, and witnesses spoke of a strange light fixed high above the flight path, unmoving, watching, and beside it, something even harder to explain, a perfect black cube suspended in the sky, silent and without motion, as if waiting. And though no trace of the aircraft was ever found, the story endures that the star Ariel did not fall into the sea, but was taken, drawn upward into whatever hovered there, beyond the reach of radar, beyond the reach of return.
Fun fact, as early as the 1950s, planes flying over the Bermuda Triangle reported glowing objects pacing their aircraft, sometimes climbing straight up at impossible speeds. Decades later, U.S. Navy aviators described encounters with craft showing similar behavior, fueling the theory that whatever moves through those skies has been there for longer than we think. All right, we've gotten to know Bleu de Chanel through a couple of other homages in the wet shaving world. I'm excited to smell this one. All right, take it in, see what you get. I'll read some scent notes while you're doing that. Lemon, peppermint, pink peppercorn, nutmeg, spice, jasmine, sandalwood, incensed, patchouli, vetiver, and labdanum. Ooh. Okay, what do you got? Okay,
so before, I think in other homages that I've smelled, my brain immediately picked up blue.
Yeah.
This, I'm getting more greens and more peppery spices, like the briskness coming in. Like, in the picture, they're hanging out the window of the aircraft. I really do feel like the air is, like, hitting me in the face. Like, there's something kind of chilling about it. The florals are coming across pretty sweet. I have to say, almost closer to the last one, but in a total upside down, inside out, kind of peppery, bright, clean vibe.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh.
A little different, maybe?
Oh, it's been tamed with a whip and a chair. Some of those other homages that we've smelled go a little bit high to the point where they're almost pokey. Y'all, the balance on this is incredible. I love it when I'm not really able to sense any individual scent notes because I don't want to, because the new personality being created is so palpable. Whoa. Y'all, these oils are quality. Hold on a second. Oh, you're right. You can dive down into the richness of the herbs that are underneath the florals and the blue notes, but don't be mistaken. That blue turquoise sense for me is definitely there, but there's so much else going on that I didn't realize was in Bleu de Chanel.
I kind of feel like I'm further away. It's still aquatic, but I feel like I'm a little up in the clouds more than I am like in the water.
It's almost a candied aquatic for me, if that could be a thing. But the sweetness doesn't go crazy, but the balance is congenial. And if you hear thunderclaps, our Cavalier King Charles Spaniel is sleeping on the couch right here and snoring like a drunk horse choking on an apple. You know what's funny? I enjoy shaving with our other Bleu de Chanel homages, but I don't necessarily enjoy wearing them. They get a little bit too pokey for me. They get too sweet. They get too musky. This does not. Now I get it.
I'm curious if it's going to get a little more in-depth when we lather it up, because the other ones seem to turn up, so I think that might happen again.
Let's see. And luckily, we've got 3 points on this
There you go.
triangle.
We planned well.
So you did the tail. Let's do her left hand.
Left-handed it is. All right.
And this is my aquamarine bowl from Captain's Choice, right? Huh? And then one of my 2 favorite brushes in the entire wet shaving world, the Atomic Rocket, the OG, the one that is still on all of our graphics. All right, push that in there.
Very fitting, considering this is the one that's airborne. This is the one with him on a plane on the label. So you must have known.
See?
While you're lathering, let me remind them of the scent notes here. We have top notes: bergamot, lemon, peppermint, pink peppercorn.
There you go.
Middle, nutmeg, spice, and jasmine. Base notes: sandalwood, incense, patchouli, vetiver, and labdanum.
And y'all, that's just it. It's those bottom 2 tiers that I generally can't really get my nose under in some of the other homages that we have. But here, all 3 layers of those scent notes are equally present, which means nutmeg. Yeah, I get it. Incense, I am incensed.
The top notes add the briskness of it, but like the clean part is coming from the base notes, and that stays throughout the whole thing.
Right.
The nutmeg, spice, jasmine is just like the little charm thrown in the middle.
All right, crack that open. This is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the David Copperfield's bad career choice in the Bermuda Triangle whiff on 3. 1, 2. Oh, man, is that an awesome homage. Oh.
Yeah, that's a little less peppery. That's more like mids, bass notes. This has top bringing you in.
I might want to put this one on.
I think
this
you
might
might
be the winner at the end of the episode.
There we go. We'll see how it goes. I have to say, smelling that first one next to this one, they bring out each other's best qualities somehow. Yes. Like, you reading on paper would think they're a little closer than they actually are. Yes, there's some things common. They're both aquatics, but they take a total different dive into these.
That is a great point. I wouldn't even put these on the same shelf.
No.
They're so different somehow. The Luna Rosa one gets more woody for me and more herby underneath. This one goes more sweeter, more floral, more musky somehow, but they are both out on an open sea.
I get more of the earthy kind of notes, woodsy notes here. The vetiver's kind of more chill. That one has more of like the brighter sides turned up.
Right. All right, and it is time for door number 3. Here we go. Let's see. I'm curious. If this one's an aquatic, then I think we're looking at an aquatic
It's our theming here, yeah.
calendar here, but it's PAA, so you never know what you're going to find next. Let's see.
Oh, no, we look like we're in the ocean.
We're in the ocean.
Is this Titanic?
We're on a raft. Yep, there's Jack and
USS
Rose.
something.
Jack's not doing so good, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. This is called USS Cyclops.
Oh.
AC4, although it doesn't say what it's homaging. Top notes of bergamot, pink peppercorn, mint camphor, lavender grasso.
Oh.
Ooh. Cardamom, violet, spice, marine. There's a marine in here. Amber, musk, vetiver, leather, and wood.
Ooh.
March 1918. The USS Cyclops AC4 steams south into the Bermuda Triangle, its holds packed with ore, its decks crowded with men who expect a routine crossing. The weather holds, but something in the water does not. A shape moves just below the surface, pacing the ship for miles. One lookout later claims it rose close enough to see a pale female human form where no human could survive. Near midnight, another report spreads quietly across the deck. A black, cubed-shaped object suspended over the ocean, steady against the wind, giving off no light, yet impossible to miss. Then the sky closes in. A brief, violent squall hits without warning. Minutes later, it's gone. So is the Cyclops. No signal was ever received. No trace was ever confirmed. Only an empty stretch of ocean where a ship once sailed, and the quiet feeling that whatever trailed it that night was still out there, waiting.
If you look closely, you can see La Sirena in the water too here. So as you're reading that, I found her.
There she is.
Fun fact. Old, superstitious sailors warned never look over the side at night. If you see a face staring up from the black water, it has already seen you and your journey would be cursed. Could this have been what happened to the USS Cyclops?
Y'all, having been in the Bermuda Triangle on Halloween and looking deep into the water, let's just say I wish I hadn't. And that trip was kind of cursed. All right, y'all, we dug into our time machine briefly to discover that this is not an homage to anything. This is an original PAA scent that we are about to experience, and I'm going to go
the
first.
The USS Cyclops AC-4.
Here we go. Oh, y'all, it's an aquatic, but it's creamy, and it's vintage.
Ooh.
It takes me back to some of those aftershaves of the 60s and 70s in fine style with a definitive modern twist at the end. Some of that sort of dry, woody saginess is in this for me. Whoa, hold on.
But think about like Seaforth and Old Spice kind of had like a aquatic-y kind of feel, you know, on their labels and marketing.
But this goes woodier and drier.
Okay.
This kind of makes me think of the Watcher or Rabbit Fighter, kind of something in those lanes, but then it takes you out to the open sea.
Oh.
And with this aquatic, I can smell the sea foam. I can smell the sea salt.
Oh.
This takes you out into a big open patch of water.
Well, the picture does show that. He's like straight up in the ocean. So maybe that's part of it.
Yes. Near.
Okay.
Far. Wherever.
I was going to ask if you could have worn it if you were on the Titanic. So maybe.
No, this is too locked into the 70s and 60s. This definitely has a time frame that it starts in. But then it goes out to sea and goes time traveling into something not too crazy far from like the Blue de Chanel lane of things, but a very different kind of scent. And I love these are all aquatics.
The scent notes kind of seem like they could sort of be friends, but there's definitely some spin on how this is happening. Like this one has leather, which the other ones don't have, and a little more of this like listed spices.
Take this out for a spin. See what you think. I'm going to dive into the aftershave over here. Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. This is more like tame and secretive in a way. Like it's, the other ones are a little more loud and proud about being an aquatic. This is a little more secretive.
And I'm getting more citruses from this, like lemon. Does it say lemon? Doesn't. Lies.
Although it does list your mint, which is quite a thing for you.
Beautiful. And I think it's like peppermint and kind of cool mint, corn mint, kind of together.
I'm getting much more of like a dry scent, where the other ones are like wet in the water for me. This is more like, you're right, a little more of an aftershave, a little more of like a barbershop on the ship kind of thing. Yeah. Maybe what they would have had on hand.
But the ship's going down fast.
I totally, if I hadn't read anything, would have thought that this was an homage to an older aftershave kind of vibe. So if that was the intent, it's clearly working.
Ooh, it gets cleaner the more I smell it. It leaves the 60s and 70s the more you get to know it.
It does. Like, I feel like it's familiar because it kind of has an homage to some of those, but it twists itself and turns just a little different. It does have a bergamot. I know we were looking for lemon, but there's bergamot, and the violet, to me, is sticking out next to the lemon. And I gotta say, I am kind of getting a woodsy leather before I get the marine aquatic-y sides. Like the other stuff's hitting me first.
This definitely has two sides of it. That aftershave side and the ocean side.
Okay, this one I think we have to lather up because there's secrets hiding in here.
This is my Captain's Choice Copper Bowl. You sense in a theme. These are all Captain's Choice for the aquatics in here.
I wonder if we're going to get an Alphine appearance because we do have La Sirena hanging out over here.
Right. She's not the only PAA mermaid.
I have to say this one probably has a lighter scent intensity, but it might be intentional. Like the scent notes themselves aren't meant to be as loud and proud as the first two.
This also goes darker.
Yes.
Than the other two. The other two are kind of a noonish, early afternoon scent. This one is just as the sun's going down. It's golden hour.
Or a little foggier. It's super early, like the sun's not up yet. Something in that zone.
Ooh. And this is my Peregrino brush, green for the seaweed that we're going to find here out at sea. Generally, as creepy as our bay gets are stories about guys escaping from Alcatraz. But there are some rabbit holes to go down there because there were these three dudes once. Well, that's for another episode. And this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the I Only Have Eye for You with, on 3, 1, 2. Hey, Cyclops, right? Ooh. Yeah.
This is masculine without having to try to be. Like, somehow it's just carrying it throughout the whole whiff.
And somehow the citrus in this is 100% masculine. How'd they pull that off?
Yep. It takes me back, but it also is timeless. Like how people use Old Spice and stuff now. Still, just as religiously, there's something in this that is just like, it doesn't matter what time zone. You can use it.
And in the world of 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s aftershaves, this is the least sweet kind for me. But one of the most interesting, one of the most masculine, and one of the most deep. Well, look at this, y'all. The drunk horse has woken up and is demanding to be on the show, like I Love Lucy. So do you have a winner for this first half of the Advent calendar?
You know, it's hard to pick because I feel like the one I would enjoy smelling on you is number 1. I think the one you might use the most is number 2. And I think the one that I might use would be number 3, just because it's a different type of masculine aftershaving kind of adventure. Does that help? What about you?
I'm splitting myself in half between number 1 and number 2, and here's why. I kind of know those already.
Yeah.
But y'all, it's like listening to a perfect cover of a song that you thought you knew, or you have fallen in love with a cover, but now you get to go back and hear the original Nina Simone version, and you realize how deep and emotional and beautiful it was in its original form. There is something about days 1 and 2 that those oils are just extraordinary. And if you are watching the live premieres on YouTube, stay tuned, because right now, the next episode is about to premiere, where we're going to dive into days 4, 5, and 6. And by virtue of our time traveling experiment, we know that days 4 and 5 are both original PAA scents for us to discover.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell stranger just watching this.